Welcome back to the Clyde CISD Employee Handbook Overview for August of 25. This is part 2. Remember, this overview does not replace reading and being familiar with the Employee Handbook and with all Clyde CISD policies and procedures. We will not cover all sections today. If you have questions about something we did not cover, please see your campus principal or your immediate supervisor. Back to the Employee Handbook on page 40 regarding complaints and grievances. In an effort to hear and resolve employee concerns or complaints in a timely manner and at the lowest administrative level possible, the board has adopted an orderly grievance process. The formal process provides all employees with an opportunity to be heard up to the highest level of management if they are dissatisfied with an administrative response. The Employee Complaints and Grievance Policy can be found at DGBA Legal and Local. Please remember, we do follow a chain of command when handling complaints and grievances. On page 41 of the Employee Handbook, Employee Standards of Conduct. All employees are expected to work together in a cooperative spirit to serve the best interests of the district and to be courteous to students, to one another, and the public. Please be familiar with this section along with the Texas Educator Code of Ethics. The Texas Educator Code of Ethics can be found on pages 42 through 45 in the Employee Handbook. You need to be familiar with this document. In the Employee Handbook on pages 45 and 46, you will find a section called Harassment of Students. Please be knowledgeable about this section. Sexual and other harassment of students by employees are forms of discrimination and are prohibited by law. Romantic or other inappropriate social relationships between students and district employees are prohibited. Employees who suspect a student may have experienced prohibited harassment are obligated to report their concerns to the campus principal or other appropriate district official immediately. There may also be a CPS or law enforcement reporting requirement that goes along with this as well. Leading into that, reporting suspected child abuse on pages 46 and 47. You need to be aware of this. All employees, because the law has changed this year, all employees are required by state law to report any suspected child abuse or neglect to a law enforcement agency, Child Protective Services, or CPS, or an appropriate state agency. For example, a state agency operating, licensing, certifying, or registering a facility. That report must be made within 24 hours of the event that led to your suspicion. That is the law change. It used to be 48 hours. It is now 24 hours. So you need to be aware of the new reporting requirements. This applies to all employees. Personal use of electronic communications. That section can be found on pages 49 through 51. Electronic communication includes all forms of social media, such as text messaging, instant messaging, email, blogs, wikis, electronic forums, editorial comments posted on the internet or on any social networking site. As role models for the district students, employees are responsible for their public comment even when they are not acting as district employees. Be very cognizant of what you are posting on social media. You will need to know and understand this section very well. If you have a question, see your supervisor. If there is ever a question about should I post this to my social media account or not, the answer is probably you should not. Electronic communication between employees, students, and parents. This is a lengthy section that you need to know very, very well. can be found on pages 51 through 53 of the Employee Handbook. Parent Square is the official district-approved means of communicating electronically with students and parents. You need to know this entire section very well, and if you have a question about any of its contents, see your supervisor. Employee arrests and convictions on pages 54 through 55. An employee must notify your principal or your immediate supervisor within 3 calendar days of any arrest, indictment, conviction, no contest or guilty plea, or other adjudication of any felony and any offense listed below. Those offenses include crimes involving school property or funds, crimes involving an attempt by fraudulent or unauthorized means to obtain, alter, any certificate or permit that would entitle a person to hold a position as an educator, crimes that occur wholly or in part on school property or at a school-sponsored activity, and crimes involving moral turpitude. If you have any questions, see your supervisor. Page 57, Conflicts of Interest. All employees are required to disclose in writing to the district any situation that may create a potential conflict of interest with the proper discharge of assigned duties and responsibilities, or creates potential conflict of interest with the best interest of the district. Safety and security, briefly mentioned on page 58 and 59. The district has developed and promotes a comprehensive program to ensure the safety and security of its employees, its students, and its visitors. All employees must be familiar with the standard response protocol and avoid deny defend strategies. You can see your supervisor or our Director of Safety and Security, Mr. Stephen Falkenberry, if you have any questions. This is the standard response protocol and the 5 levels involved with that. You need to be sure you are aware of hold, secure, lockdown, evacuate, and shelter, and what your responsibilities are and your duties are in the event of each one of those. If you have any questions, please see your supervisor or Mr. Falkenberry. On page 59, possession of firearms and weapons. A person, including an employee, who holds a license to carry may transport or store a handgun or other firearm or ammunition in a locked vehicle, in a parking lot, garage, or other district-provided parking area, provided the handgun or firearm or ammunition is properly stored and not in plain view. To ensure the safety of all persons, employees who observe or suspect a violation of the district's weapons policy should report it to their supervisor or call 911 immediately. Page 60, emergency school closings. When it becomes necessary to open late, to release students early, or to cancel school, district officials will post a notice to the Parent Square smartphone app on the district's website and by notifying the following local radio stations and television stations: K-Texas, K-Tab, and KRBC. This brings us to the end of part 2. If you have any questions about anything covered in this video, please contact your supervisor. We will be back with a part 3 to wrap up. Have a great year.